what to eat to beat cancer. Today, I'm going to share with you one of my absolute favorite smoothie recipes that I've shared with hundreds of cancer patients, from early onset to end stage. And one of the keys, I always like to say, eat as if your life depends on it, because it actually does. And in cancer nutrition, which is so misguided, and there's so much misinformation, and oftentimes patients, especially the most vulnerable within this cohort towards the end stage, are given meal replacement formulas that are, quite frankly, catastrophic to their health. But they need to eat. And oftentimes digestion is compromised, the immune system is compromised, and we need to give these patients very targeted nutrition. These smoothie recipes that I'm going to share with you were developed for this particular need. So today I'm going to share with you a very simple formula, very simple recipe that works, and I'll explain why it works as well. So we start with water, 8 to 12 ounces. And again, if you like it a little bit thicker, less fluid, if you like it thinner, a little bit more fluid, or it depends on how much you're making. What I'm going to share with you today is just the making of one serving. And we're going to add in protein. Now the protein is very important. There is this over-magnification of the importance of protein in our society because the belief that we're not getting enough protein, which may or may not be true. But the reality is, in cancer, you want just enough protein to heal the tissues and support tissue healing, but not enough protein to drive tumor growth. Tumors are going to be driven by two principal nutrients. Glucose, especially ones that are highly glycolytic. So any type of carbohydrate needs to be restricted. And in the absence of carbohydrates, cancer cells like to use glutamine. So again, we want to minimize protein. It's the reason why a ketogenic diet oftentimes works so effectively, but it has to be a very unique and targeted type of ketogenic diet. So we want protein, not too much. We want a vegetable-based protein because again, when we use animal proteins will be higher in insulin growth factor, which will drive tumor growth. And we also want a vegetable protein that is not very high in lysine, because lysine will also drive tumor growth. But without making it too complicated, we're using a targeted protein supplement, which we're developing, but you can find out there. So use a good high quality vegetable protein with very restricted carbs and add it in. The dose that you want is somewhere between 10 and probably 15 grams. And again, it depends on how much smoothie you're making, but I'm talking for one serving. Anything over 20 to 25 is probably going to start to drive tumor growth a little bit more than we need to. So again, we just want to suppress it just a little bit. We're going to add in blueberries, about a quarter cup. And this is just such a good recipe. For fats and fiber, we're going to add flax seeds. And again, there are so many cancers that flax seeds help with, all hormone-driven cancers. So if you're talking about prostate cancer, to breast cancer, to cervical cancer, to ovarian cancer, most of those that have hormone-driven mechanisms, and a lot of even breast cancers that end up in the liver are also hormone-driven. Flaxseed is great protein. We're going to blunt that insulin spike. And we're also going to be adding fiber and a little bit of additional protein and a little bit of additional fat. So about a tablespoon of flaxseed, coconut cream. So you want the MCTs, you can use coconut oil. I just find for smoothies and coconut cream just tastes way, way better. And a good healthy nut. I'm gonna use walnuts. Two favorite are walnuts or pecans, wherever you are on that side of the fence. Most Southerners hate when you say pecans. They said sounds too country, too hick. So walnuts or pecans. You're going to now blend this. And finally, just before we're done, we're going to also add just a little bit more fat, a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. If you're lucky enough for it to be ice pressed, even better. And give it one final little blend. Let me get a glass. Okay, pour. And enjoy. Delicious. absolutely delicious and so nutritive. And again, by using the fats, the walnuts, the MCT from the coconut cream, the olive oil, you can really increase caloric load. So in those patients, like even ones that are on enteral nutrition in a gastro tube, you can use Smoothie. You just need to blend it a little bit better, but you can target the nutrition without using a lot of those commercially prepared formulas. To your health.